everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sathya. Hope you guys are all doing well. In today's video I will be discussing my best foundations for oily and acne prone skin girls. So I have from Drugstore to Highend. I'm gonna talk about each foundations, the texture, the formula, how it works, and the shade name, everything. So please continue watching. If you are new to my channel, please take a moment to subscribe, and without any further delay, let's get started. So yes, first thing, my foundation from MAC is NC 43.5, which is a neutral golden undertone. So this category of foundation lies in medium dark category. So if you are my skin tone, this would be a perfect match to you. And in all other foundations like Drugstore Highend, I almost don't get my perfect shade because I'm NC 43.5. If I was NC 42, I can go with the medium tone. If I was NC 44, I can go with some darker shade, but I lie in between, like a medium dark. So that's why I don't get a perfect shade in any of the foundations. Sometimes I do get, sometimes I don't get. So that's why I buy 2 to 3 different shades to match my perfect shade. Mostly I buy 2 foundations. Sometimes I do get my perfect shade. So this is basic things that I want to share with you. So the first foundation I have is this one. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte+Poreless foundation. I am in the shade 330 Toffee Caramel. So this is what it looks like. So most of the my foundation shade comes in this kind of a name only, like caramel, toffee caramel, warm caramel. So you can go easily with the shade names. And this is a best foundation for oily and acne prone skin girls. I really like this foundation. It's a medium to full coverage. If you want a medium coverage, you can take less product, and if you want more coverage, you can go with a little bit more product, but it doesn't clog any of your pores and it doesn't cakey at all. It's very liquidy in texture, so it almost feels like you're applying like cream like a thing. So it doesn't feel heaviness at all. It doesn't cakey. So initially you have to take with a little bit product, then you can go with higher amount so that you can avoid cakiness of the foundation. So this foundation particularly doesn't do all those things. It easily blends with your skin and gives a super natural finish and a matte finish. So the oily skin girls can definitely try this foundation. So this is the bigger version. This price to rupees 550 or 500, I don't know exact price. I'm gonna leave the name of the foundation, shade and price, everything in the description box. So please do check out that, guys. I'm gonna leave everything, I mean all the foundation shade will be given in the description box, so please do check out that. And this foundation comes in a small tube form as well. So this is the smaller size with this one, and this price to rupees 299. And here you get 18 ml of product, here you get 30 ml of product. So if you're a beginner, if you want to try with this foundation, you can go with a smaller package. The formula, everything is same, just only it comes in a tube form. It's a good for traveling as well. It's a glass bottle. You might worry for the glass, but this one you don't have to worry. You can just carry wherever you go. And this foundation oxidizes a little bit, like a tiny bit it oxidizes. So you can mix with a lighter shade, or if you're okay with that, you can definitely go with this guy. So this foundation comes in 16 to 18 different shades. I don't know exact number. So if you're a lighter, medium dark and deep dark also, you can get this your shade, guys. A perfect foundation for all Indian skin tone. I really like this one, guys. So the next foundation I have is this one. Is the Lakme 95 Primer Plus Matte Perfect Cover Foundation. I am in the shade W320 Warm Caramel. So this is what the bottle looks like. You might have seen in many of my videos. I really like this foundation, guys. It's an amazing foundation for oily skin girls. So I have been using this foundation wherever I go. Like it's become my holy grail foundation. I really like this foundation, guys. It comes with a spatula. So it doesn't come with a pump, but it's very easy because just one dip I have to take and I can apply all over my face, and it blends beautifully. It's a medium to full coverage. I say it's a full coverage only. So I just take one dip and I just apply all over my face. It covers my scars as well, and it's a perfect matte foundation. You don't have to apply primer either, but I do apply primer just to get the extra protection. So I really like this foundation, guys. This foundation comes in 16 different shades, from like light, medium, dark and deep also. So you can find your perfect shade. And this foundation is a really nice foundation for oily skin girls. And this particular foundation has a offer right now going on, and on Nykaa just now I was checking to check the shades. So there was a amazing offer. It now it's priced at rupees 299. So a best foundation, a great foundation, guys. If you have not tried, please do try this, guys. The next to Maybelline, this is the one you had to go. I would say I have forgot using the Maybelline after they launched this foundation. Such an amazing foundation, guys. Best for oily skin. You should try this foundation, guys. Yeah, I think I'm talking too much. No, okay, we'll be moving on to the next foundation. So the next foundation I have is this one. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Demi Matte Foundation. So you might have seen in recent videos I have been using this foundation. So initially I had only one shade. It was becoming very light, so I couldn't use. Then I bought the little bit darker shade. So the 108 is a little bit lighter for my skin tone, and 110 is a little bit darker for my skin tone. So I do mix these two shades to get that perfect shade for my skin tone, and I really like this, guys. This is a perfect foundation for oily skin girls. It's a medium coverage foundation. You can see everything, details, everything in this side of the packaging. It's a medium coverage foundation. If you want, you can go full coverage as well, but I do prefer medium coverage for my quarantine season, so I do prefer this one. And this is a demi matte finish, but I would say it's a matte finish. For dry skin girls, you can avoid this foundation. For oily skin, this is the best foundation, and also it comes in a tube form, so it's very easy to travel with. And this foundation dries little bit fast, so that you have to blend fastly. Otherwise you can work with section by section. It gives a super natural finish and stays up to more than 8 hours. I really like this foundation, guys. For oily skin girls, you can definitely try this one. And this foundation also, I did not see any kind of pimple, anything, so I really like this foundation. So the next foundation I have is also from L'Oreal. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Face Foundation. I am in the shade 300 and 330. The exact shade is 320, which is not available in India. So they are available in 11 different shades in Nykaa, but I don't get my perfect shade. That's a major disappointment when I bought this foundation. Initially I bought the 300 Amber. It did not suit me. It became very light, and after I bought the 300, which 330, which actually when I do mix these two foundation, it matched perfectly. And the only drawback is the shade. I don't know why they don't launch in India. In abroad they do launch a lot of shades, like they have 60 different shades in one foundation, but in India we get only 9, 10, 11. What, I don't know how it works. So now coming to the formula of this foundation, it's a medium to full coverage foundation. So it gives a super luminous finish. So whenever I feel I don't want to go with a very matte finish, I go with this kind of a foundation. It gives a natural luminous finish. It perfect for dry skin. For matte skin, you can go with the underneath a mattifying primer. So if you want sometimes that glowiness, you can definitely try this foundation, guys. So this is little bit pricey. This priced at rupees 1,200 rupees, and you get 30 ml of product. A nice foundation to try on. Only the drawback is shade. So the next foundation I have is Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. I am in the shade 312 Golden and 334 Warm Sun. 312 Golden is a little bit lighter, and this one is little bit darker. So I do mix these two shades as well to match my perfect shade. So this foundation is a super full coverage foundation. You can't imagine how much it covers. It actually covers your scars, anything, and gives a super canvas finish. So you need to take a very tiny amount to create that flawless finish. So I do get messages like people when they use this foundation feel cakiness because of that full coverage. So you have to take very tiny amount to get that flawless finish. So if you apply too much, it may end up looking cakey because of that full coverage. And it's lightweight also, guys. You don't feel the heaviness because it's full coverage. It feels that super lightweight and gives a super matte finish and stays up to 5 to 6 hours. So after 6 hours you can see a little bit of oiliness on your T-zone mostly. So you have to take a little bit of powder to matte look matte and gives a super full coverage, guys. So the only thing is its lack of shade. Maybelline has to include remaining shades like they have included in Fit Me. So a must to try foundation for oily and acne prone skin girls, and this foundation doesn't clog your pores so that you don't get any kind of pimples problem or anything. So a must foundation. So the next foundation I have is Nykaa Skin Shield Anti-Pollution Foundation. I'm in the shade True Toffee, which is a perfect shade for my skin tone. So in this foundation I don't have to buy 2 to 3 shades to match my shade. This foundation matched me perfectly, like it matched my skin tone exactly how I feel. And this foundation is a matte finish. It gives a super full coverage. Now it's a medium to full coverage. If you want medium coverage, you can take little bit product, and if you want more coverage, you can take little bit more product. It's a super lightweight finish. You don't feel that heaviness on this foundation, guys. I have done a full review on this foundation, like wear test as well. I'm gonna leave the link of that video in the description box, so if you want a full review, you can go and check that out. I do recommend this foundation for oily and acne prone skin girls, so it doesn't clog your pores. I did not see any kind of pimple problem after using this foundation. So yeah, must try foundation for oily skin girls. And this foundation comes in 15 different shades. Still for NC45 you can find your perfect shade, guys. I really like this foundation. A must try foundation. So the next foundation I have is Pack HD Liquid Foundation. I'm in the shade 3.1. so the exact shade I feel is 3.3, which is out of stock. I could not able to try that foundation. So once they restock, I do definitely try this foundation, guys. So this is such an amazing foundation for not only for oily skin, for dry skin also. You can definitely try this foundation. It's a medium to full coverage foundation. It gives a super natural finish. It doesn't feel that you have applied foundation at all, and it actually lightweight, full coverage, and it doesn't clog your pores. And for dry skin also, you can definitely try, because it doesn't dry out your face at all. It gives a super lightweight. I really like this foundation. The only thing that you have to keep in your mind is it comes in 22 different shades. Just imagine, it comes in 22 different shades. In India we are getting 22 is such an amazing thing, but they did not mention whether it is a cool tone or warm tone. They do have warmer shades and cool tone shades. Initially I bought a cool tone shade which is 4.0, which did not match me, and I ended up looking dull because of that cool tone. And then I did a checkout, like swatches video, and I found Stacy video. She has done a full swatch of the foundation, and this foundation comes like 1.1 to 4.7. She has done differentiated cool tone and warm tone. I referred that her video, and I bought 3.1, and also I did a mistake. I should have gone with 3.3. I don't know how I bought 3.1. I thought it will match me, but it did not. Like, it has a little bit lighter. So if the 3.3 is a great shade, I feel. And I'm gonna link her video, because if you are willing to try this foundation, please check out her video so that you can find your perfect shade. The only thing they have to mention in website whether it's a cool tone or warm tone. Other than that, it's such an amazing foundation. A great foundation for oily skin, normal skin, dry skin, whatever your skin type. If you're acne prone skin also, you can try a nice foundation. The must try foundation, guys. Definitely I would recommend, and it's a pretty good price also. You get 30 ml for 875 rupees. It's a nice pretty good price, I feel, because of quality, quantity, everything is really nice. A good foundation. So the next foundation I have is NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. I'm in the shade Golden, which is a perfect shade for my skin tone. This foundation comes in 14 different shades, which actually comes like lighter from medium to dark. So definitely you can find your perfect shade, and I really like this foundation. It's a full coverage matte finish foundation for oily skin girls. A must try foundation, guys. It's a little bit thicker in consistency, so you have to a little bit faster in blending. The only thing that you have to keep in your mind, and gives a super full coverage. Even this foundation you have to take very less product to achieve that flawless finish. Please don't overboard, because it's full coverage. It gives a super finish with the less product, guys. It gives a super natural finish. I really like this foundation because of that coverage, that finish, and it's a warm undertone. It's a perfect shade for my skin tone girl. If you're a NC42 also, I think you can try, because it actually adapts to your skin tone. I think it doesn't feel any lighter or darker. It matched me perfectly, so a must try foundation for oily and acne prone skin. After using this also, I did not see any kind of pimple problem, and it stays up to more than 8 hours without giving any kind of shine or any kind of oiliness at all. It feels very matte. Only on T-zone, like this part of my face, gives little bit shiny. With all my foundation it happens because I'm very oily. So, and we get 30 ml for 1200 rupees. I feel little bit pricey, but whenever you have offer, you can definitely go with this foundation. So the next foundation I have is Makeup Revolution Conceal and Defend Full Coverage Foundation. I am in the shade 12.5 and 10.5. 12.5 is the exact shade. I do really like that, but I like to mix 10.5 to mix up the foundation. So right now I'm wearing this foundation, guys. As you can see, it's a full coverage. As you can see, it gives that super matte finish. Because I'm oily, I have been wearing this foundation for almost 2 hours, so I feel little bit oiliness, but other than that, it's a super full coverage foundation. It actually covered my scars, everything, and stays up to more than 8 hours. This foundation comes in 14 to 15 different shades, like they have mentioned for which skin type you can go, like it's medium undertone or cooler undertone or warm undertone. They do have every information in the website, and I bought it from their own website. In India they have only 15 shades, in abroad they have 60 different shades. For olive skin tone also they have this foundation, but in India only we get 15 shades. But you can definitely find your shade, guys, because they have till F16, which is a deepest shade in the this foundation. Such an amazing foundation, guys. This foundation comes in like this kind of a doe foot applicator, a big doe foot applicator. Just one dip, you can apply entire face, and it covers your entire face. I just take this foundation and just swipe all over my face and just blend with a beauty blender or a brush. It actually blends with beauty blender and brush, both the things. It blends beautifully and blends easily, gives that super full coverage. I really like this foundation, guys. For dry skin also you can definitely try, because it doesn't dry your face at all. You can definitely go with this, guys, and it's a non-comedogenic product. It doesn't clog your pores, and I did not see any kind of pimple problem after using this foundation. So I really like this foundation, guys. A must try foundation for oily and acne prone skin girls. I really like this foundation for the coverage, finish, and longevity. Everything is perfect in this foundation. A must try foundation, guys. So next we'll be moving on to the higher end. In higher end I have 3 different foundation. The first one is MAC Studio Fix Flared Foundation SPF 15. So I don't have to talk much about this, guys. It's such an amazing foundation. Throughout the world people are using and liking this foundation. Even I too like this foundation. So I'm in the shade NC 43.5. I think this is a neutral peachy undertone, so I think I have to go for NC 44, which is a warmer undertone. Initially I did not know how to select foundation, and I went for NC 43.5, but I really like this, guys. It's a super full coverage, medium to full coverage. I really like this finish. The only problem, they don't have any kind of pump. We have to buy pump separately, which costs 900 rupees. I did not so I could not able to afford at that time and did not buy. So anyway, a nice foundation for oily and acne prone skin, a nice finish, guys. For a dry skin also you can definitely try. It's a liquid in formula, it's a runny finish. Is such an amazing foundation, guys. Yeah, I don't have to talk about much this foundation. People really like this foundation, guys. So the next foundation I have is NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I am in the shade Syracuse and Toho. So in my last high-end products video I mentioned, so initially I was using the shade Syracuse, which is little bit lighter, and the Tahoe shade is little bit darker. So when I after applied this foundation, after some time I felt I have to mix this foundation, and I started mixing these two, which matched my perfectly. And I don't know why I don't get a perfect shade in any of the foundation, but anyway, a nice foundation, guys. It gives a super medium to full coverage and gives that super natural finish, and after some time it gives a super luminosity, and I do really like that look, guys, because it feels super shiny. I don't see any kind of dewiness, but it feels gives that shiny, and it stays up to more than 5 to 6 hours. Such an amazing foundation. It comes with a pump, and I bought this foundation from Cult Beauty. So if you are okay in buying internationally, you can definitely try. There are so many Instagram pages you can buy from them, guys. A nice foundation, must try, guys. And this foundation did not feel any kind of pimple problem, so I do recommend this foundation for oily and acne prone skin girls. And if you have a extremely oily, you want to have a matte finish throughout the day, then I think you don't like this foundation. I'm okay with that oiliness, so I really like this one. So the next and last foundation I have is Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm in the shade Praline and Warm Sand, which I recently, like 2 days back, I received this foundation, so couldn't able to review. Thought I will include in this video, guys. Such an amazing foundation, and this you can find it in Nykaa itself. I was waiting to get my perfect shade. The shade Praline is little bit lighter, guys. I don't know why I don't get. The shade Warm Sand is a perfect match for my skin tone, but I have used to mix foundation, so I have been mixing these two to get that super full coverage. I really like this, guys, because it's a medium to full coverage. I really like this finish. So yesterday I applied for my Insta video, I think, and I really like this one. As you can see, it comes with a pump, and the texture is little bit thicker, not super liquidy or super thick. It's a medium thing. You can blend easily and blends beautifully and covers your scars, anything. And I did not see any kind of pimple problem after using this. Such a nice foundation, guys. If you want a wear test, do let me know. I will do it, guys, because till now I did not used for my YouTube at all. So if you want, let me know. I will do a wear test and a proper in-depth video on this foundation. Okay, guys, now I come to end of this video. Hope you like this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna list all my foundation, name, shade, price, everything in the description box, so please do check out that, guys, for your reference, and do save it for future. If you want to check, you can just open your screenshot and check it out. And if you want to know my review, please come back and watch my videos, guys. And I do use this foundation for all of my videos, for my Insta videos and also for my YouTube videos. I have been using this. If you follow me there, you can see the application, the coverage, the formula, everything you can see and buy. And do let me know what is your favorite foundation and what is your shade, and what type of problems you face while selecting the shades. Like if you don't have a perfect shade like me, I have to go with lighter and darker and mix. So if you face like that, do let me know. And if you are new to my channel, please take a moment to subscribe and follow me on my Instagram as well to see this look. So the lipstick I'm wearing is from Nykaa Matte Luxe lipstick in the shade Staycation, which I'm going to leave the link in the description box, so please do check out that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.